Hello my loves, I am Aisha and welcome back to my channel. I am a tarot reader, occultist, student of astrology, and today we are going to be looking at how does your crush feel about you. If you would like to book a tarot astrology reading with me, become one of my 18 plus patrons, or just follow me on social media, the links to do so are all in the description box below. And while you're there, why not like and subscribe? Alright, so before we get into it, disclaimer that this is a collective reading. The messages found here will not and cannot be for everyone. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and please don't force anything if it doesn't fit. I'll now give you a moment to choose your group or your groups. Hello my group 1 and welcome to your reading about how your crush feels about you. How does your crush feel about you? Disclaimer, again, this is a collective reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't force anything if it doesn't fit. Alright, so how does my group 1's crush feel about them? Okay, so what card do we have? We have two cards that dropped out. So we have the Forest Lord. We have the Forest Lord, which is the Emperor. Interesting already. And the King of, I always call him the King of Air. The King of Swords, which in this deck is the Keeper of Challenges. But the King of Swords, these two just popped right out for you. Oh my god. How does my group 1's crush feel about them? How does my group 1's crush feel about them? Please, Spirit. The Wise, look at this now. The Hierophant. How interesting. Okay. This may be someone who's a bit younger than you. Because when I'm asking how does this person feel about you and I'm pulling all these old cards, they may think of you as, or it may be very apparent to them this age difference. So you may be a bit older than them. It could be vice versa, but I definitely get some kind of age difference. But I see that they think of you as older, and this may just be more mature. So mentally older, intellectually older. How does my group 1's crush feel about them? Okay, the Ace of Swords. Interesting, and we see a child. The Page of Swords, rather. Interesting that we have a child depicted on here. They think of you as, or they feel that you're physically older but mentally younger than them. How does my group 1's crush feel about them? Another Page of Pentacles. Okay, one more tarot card and then I'll put an oracle card. How does my group 1's crush feel about them? Okay, this jumped out for you. The Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, interesting. So for your oracle cards, well, just for the oracle cards in general for today's video, I will be using the Lunar Oracle deck rather. How does my group 1's crush feel about them? Okay, Blue Moon. Now is a powerful time to set long-term goals and sow seeds for the future. Interesting, very interesting. How does my group 1's crush feel about them? Moon in Aries. Remain sensitive to others to avoid confrontation. Okay. So this age difference is very significant and apparent to your crush in a way that makes them not view you in a romantic way. So if you're significantly younger than your crush, they may think of you like they might have a child your age, for example, and they may only think of you in that manner. Or even if they don't have a child your age, they just think of you as very young and immature, even though you're, how do I say this in a way that doesn't sound disrespectful, because it's not disrespectful, it's not rude, it's just realistic, and it's just honest of them, and it's quite, upstanding of them. If this person is significantly older than you, they recognize that this age difference is very significant, and so in their eyes you're a child. So maybe you're 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, even 26, 27, whatever, however old you are. Maybe they're like 35, and they look at you and they just see a child, because they remember how the mind of a 22-year-old works. And so they know that even though, yes, you're physically an adult, and you are an adult, and you're a grown up, and you can make all these decisions for yourself, they recognize that romantically there's no compatibility between you two because of the age difference. And for some, this may even be like a few years, like 22 and 25, for example, or even like 22 and 20. And I keep saying 22 because I'm 22 and I'm thinking, like, when I'm like interested in people, like, I don't ever like look at anybody younger than me, because like I know how significant those few years can be. The difference between 21 and 22 sometimes feels like a cavern. It feels like a whole mountain. It's very significant, like. And that's the way that your crush kind of views you. If they're younger than you, they're intimidated by how much older than them you are. If they're older than you, it's like, they're like, you're a kid. You're a kid. Even if you are an adult, and you likely are an adult, they still see you as a kid. They just know that the difference is too significant between you two, the difference in age, the difference in status, the difference in where you are in life at the moment. You're just starting out in life, and they've already got so much like sorted out in life. And so they just know that there's too much of a difference for them to ever see you romantically. And it might not even be a conscious thing, because you might not have told them about your crush, but they might have picked up on it, or subconsciously picked up on it, and they recognize it. And I think that they don't want to put you down, they don't want to do anything like that, they don't want to make you feel like embarrassed or patronized or anything. So they won't bring it up unless you bring it up, and they won't make a big deal of it, unless you make a big deal of it. But because like they have a lot of respect for you. Like, at the end of the day, your crush has a lot of respect for you, and they don't want to make you feel as if they don't want to disrespect you, basically, because of how much respect they have for you. They don't want to disrespect you. They don't want to make you feel patronized to. They don't want to make you feel embarrassed. They don't want to make you feel looked down upon, because again, they're putting themselves in your shoes. So I really feel like this is someone older than you. In the beginning, I thought, oh, this is somebody younger than you who like kind of views you as so older, so old and mature. But no, I think this is all your crush, and then these are you. This page is you. Well, this prop is them, because I really do think they're an air sign, and they have very heavy air energy in their chart. So this is them, and this is you, and they're like, this is like how they remember themselves being, rather. So this is who they are now, this is how they remember themselves, and this is you. You're the Page of Pentacles. And they look back, they look at you, and you remind them of what it was like to be younger. You remind them of what it was like to be starting out in life. You remind them of what it was like to even like look at people older and have these huge enormous crushes. And you remind them of all of these things, and that's kind of, no, it's not even like that's it, because that feels like it's diminishing how this person feels about you. Even though they don't view you romantically, even though they don't like you like that, even though your crush isn't reciprocated, at least it isn't reciprocated right now, even though there's all of these things, there's still a depth of emotions that they have for you. They still view you very pleasantly. They still view you very fondly. They still view you like, I was gonna say kindly, but after you say fondly, then you say, oh, they view you fondly and they view you kindly. That like diminishes it a bit. They view you very fondly. They think of you fondly. They want to be close friends with you. They want to continue this relationship with you. They want to get closer. They have very strong, deep feelings about the bond that you share. It's important to them, and that's more important to them than a romantic relationship with you. Do you know what I'm saying? Does it cohere? Um, but yeah, in this connection, the way that your crush thinks about you, it's like a child. And because they view you as a child, they can't view you romantically. And it's, I don't want to say, oh, it's mature. It's very mature of them. Because then I was going to say, oh, yeah, but they're like, there's a big age difference and they're much older than you. So, of course, they're very mature. But, some people just aren't like that. Some people see youth and innocence and naivety and they prey on that. For some, it is the adverse. It is vice versa, that you're older than this person, than your crush. And because you're older than your crush, again, there's that energy of unattainability. So for some, your person is unattainable to you because of the age difference, because of how much older than you they are. And for others, you're unattainable to your person because of this age difference. And so they view you as unattainable. So they squash their feelings, they squash their crush on you. Or yeah, they like reciprocate a crush on you, or they just like think of you as out of the league almost because of this age difference. But for most of you, it is that first way, that this person is older than you. And if it doesn't resonate, then it doesn't resonate. Find another group, and if none of the messages here resonate with you, then there's always going to be other readings. But yeah, so I think they see you as more of a mentor. For most of you, it is definitely someone who's older than you, and they see you as a child, they see you as a mentor, they see you as someone, or not see you as a mentor, a mentee. They see themselves as your mentor, and they see you as a mentor would see the person they're mentoring. Is that a word salad? Does it cohere? But yeah, they kind of want to help you and aid you and be there for you, as a, not, what's the song that came to mind now? It's Be There For You by NCT 127, from I think their Christmas album or their winter album. I don't think it was a Christmas album, I think it was a winter album. Yeah, which is a very nice song, but it's not my favorite from the album. My favorite from the album is Home Alone. So where were we? Yeah, it's like they view you very platonically, very kind of familiarly for some of you, as like they would a family member, as they would their own child. And so it's such a case that, like, I'm really not picking up any romantic feelings, and I think that's still fine. It's not like, oh, this person hates you, that's what's worse though. Oh, they hate you, or no, they don't even think about you at all. What's worse? You tell me. But yeah, I just think that they think of you very fondly. Your crush thinks of you very fondly, very kindly, and they want to be there for you. They kind of want to be there for you as like a mentor, and they may already be your mentor. They may train you, they may coach you, they just may be there for you in a very like important way. And I feel like to some extent you've gotten your wires crossed because of how involved this person is with you. And so maybe you've never had anyone be that involved with you, be that proactive with you, care about you so deeply. And so in your mind, how do I say this? You perceive this as romantic when it's not. And if you do some digging, you might even realize in you that you don't have a crush on them. You don't view them romantically. This is just a deep relationship you've never experienced before. And you're so conditioned, as many of us are conditioned, to view those deep feelings automatically as love, as romantic love. And so for many of you, you may not even have a crush on this person. You just may be, like I said, the wires just may have crossed. And you may think, oh, because this is an older man, whatever gender, oh, because this is an older person who something just flew past me very fast. I think it was a fly, but I'm not seeing a fly. But what was I saying? I was trying to like, I'm trying to think, how can I word this? So you may think, oh, because this is an older man who is spending a lot of time with me and who is going out of his way to be there for me, that it must mean that he has romantic feelings for me. And because I enjoy spending time with him and blah, 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 then I must have romantic feelings for him. But it's not only romance that brings these strong feelings forth, and a lot of different things bring those strong feelings forth. And but it's so easy to immediately jump to romance, 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 romance. It's even when, like, in friendships between men and women, maybe just for example, or in close friendships with like people of a gender that you're attracted to, and we're so conditioned to making love the basis of everything, that when we feel strongly for another person, we think it has to be a romantic feeling. We think it has to be romantic. And so often those strong feelings are non-romantic, but the wires get crossed and we confuse ourselves and we confuse things. And so we think, oh, I have romantic feelings for this person. But then when you dig deeper and you really think about it and you really challenge how you feel about it, you're like, oh, it's not romantic. It's just a very strong feeling. But I'm so conditioned to thinking every strong feeling I have for another person has to be love or a crush. It has to be romantic. That's immediately what I thought it was. And I feel like that's the boat that you're in. I hope I explained it clearly enough. I hope I got my point across, because I'm not really even sure if, yeah. But yeah, I just feel like this is a connection that you really have to dig deep about, and you really have to ask yourself about, and you really have to just examine this very deeply. Do I have a crush on this person, or do I just think very positively because they're my mentor and I've been missing out on that mentorship relationship? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, just dig very deeply into how you feel about this connection, into this connection itself. And yeah, and just your feelings about it. Oh, your oracle cards. Now is a powerful time to set long-term goals and sow seeds for the future, and remain sensitive to others to avoid confrontation. So with this one about sowing seeds for the future, think about what this person is bringing into your life. They're a mentor, they're a teacher, they're a trainer, they're somebody who's helping you in your life in some way, and they're somebody who can help you down the road, maybe with networking, whatever it is. There's somebody who can help you. And if you were to be too hasty, if you were to confess to them or make a move on them without thinking it through clearly, think about what you're risking. Think about what you're losing. You're losing a friend, you're losing a mentor, you're losing a connection, you're losing a networking. You're losing a link in a network. You're losing somebody who's super important to you and to your future. So please don't be hasty in this connection. I know sometimes when we have crushes, we think, I need it reciprocated. Or when we feel very deeply about someone, it can be hard to keep it to ourselves. We just want to tell them. But think about what you're risking if you do that. I'm pulling one more oracle card. How does my group one's crush think of them? How does my group one's crush view them? What was the question? How does my group one's crush think of them? Moon signs, moon in Aquarius. This time is ripe for celebrating life. Make the most of parties, gatherings, and other social opportunities. This person is like your biggest supporter, your biggest fan, your biggest cheerleader. They're cheering you on so much. And maybe you've never had that before. You've never had that kind of support. And so you think that it has to be romantic when it's platonic or even familial. From their point of view, from the way they're doing it, from the way they intended. And you're thinking, only somebody who likes me romantically could do this. And like the wires are crossed. And so now you're feeling so deeply for them, and you're thinking it has to be romantic when it's not. Like, even with how you're feeling, like you're thinking it's romantic, but it's not. Obviously take it as it resonates, and discernment, trust yourself. I'm just a girl with some cards at the end of the day. But yeah, this person is your biggest cheerleader. They're cheering you on 100%. They want to be there for you 100%. And I think more than anything, ask yourself if pursuing this crush, if pursuing this romantically is worth it. Because I do feel that if you were to make a move on them, or if you were to confess to them, they would become very uncomfortable and they would shut you down very politely, like, I just don't feel the same way. And I think that once that happens, you realize I never really had a crush on them. I just was very fond of them. And I just care for them deeply, and I thought that it was romantic. And so you may lose out on a very important relationship if you don't take the time to really think about it and think about how you really feel about this connection. All right, my group one. So with that, I'm going to close your reading here. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, for trusting me to be your reader. If you'd like to book a reading with me, all that jazz, you can find the links to do so down below. All right, bye. Hello, my group two, and welcome to your reading about how your crush feels about you. Disclaimer, this is a collective reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't force anything if it doesn't fit. All right, how does my group two's crush feel about them, please, Spirit? Okay, the Six of Cups. So cute. Very innocent, kind of, already. Childhood sweetheart. A childhood sweetheart. This may be someone you've had a crush on for a long time, and they've recently begun to reciprocate your feelings. Friends to lovers comes to mind. How does my group two's crush feel about them? King of Cups. Oh my gosh, so many cups. Oh, how does my group two's crush feel about them? Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. How does my group two's crush feel about them? The Star. Oh my god. Oh my god. How does my group two's crush feel about them, please, Spirit? Page of Cups. Oh my god. Majorly reciprocated. Oh. Wait for your oracle cards. I'm using the lunar oracle deck. I haven't said it like that for the first group. Oh, one more tarot card, and then your oracles. How does my group two's crush feel about them? Oh, the Four of Swords. Okay. How does my group two's crush feel about them, please, Spirit? Moon phases. Half to full moon. Embracing high levels of motivation and energy will bring feelings of empowerment and satisfaction. Okay. How does my group two's crush feel about them? Moon signs, moon in Libra. Avoid making serious decisions and instead focus on creating harmony within your relationships. Okay. Basically, and then I'm gonna go on a tangent. But this might be like, I get friends to lovers very strongly. This may be someone from your past, somebody who you reconciled with, or somebody that you've liked for a very long time. It may be a situation where you're friends and you don't want to ruin the friendship, so you have your crush, but then you date other people and you just bury it. You bury it deep, and you may think that your feelings aren't reciprocated, but it seems that they are, because we have the Six of Cups, and that's why I said, like, oh, this is someone from your past, because with the Six of Cups, especially in this deck, the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, we see a child reading a fairy tale book, a book of fairy tales, and she's surrounded by fairies. She's in this forest, and like these other like fairy tale kind of characters and things you only see in fairy tales. And to some extent you may say, oh, it's wishful thinking, But I think it's better to say it's wish fulfillment rather, and that in this connection with your crush and how your crush feels about you, they feel as if you're almost like you're everything they could have asked for. And at first I was so like excited and awe and oh, it's so sweet, because it really is, but there's a hint of melancholy here, because it feels like to your crush, you're as out of reach to them as they are to you. King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. The song, that song, Two Hearts and No Brain by Kane, Strang just came to mind, because it's like two halves of the same whole in a way, but you're mismatched. It's not like soulmate energy. If I pulled like the King and the Queen of Wands or the King and the Queen of Cups, I would say like, oh, your crush views you as their soulmate. But it's like, as much as they like you, as much as they reciprocate your feelings, they think you're better as friends. It feels so melancholy now. Hmm. Oh, I actually feel like shuffling a song for you guys. And then I will get back to your tarot cards. But I felt like, what's the song that just came to mind? Oh my god, maybe I won't shuffle because I already channeled Cane String. And then the song just came to mind. When You Believe, Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. But I really do feel like shuffling a song for you guys. Let me shuffle. I won't play the song though. But I will shuffle for you guys. Oh, I feel really sad now. And I feel like it's the same case with your crush, where sometimes they just get so swept up in their feelings and they get so swept up in spending time with you, and then and like for a long time, for months, excuse me, for weeks or months or however long, they can just ignore how they feel about you, and then it hits them out of nowhere. Oh, I'm really in love with group 2, but there's nothing I can do about it because I don't want to ruin this friendship. I don't want to risk this friendship. I don't want to ruin the person who knows me best. I don't want to lose my best friend. Yeah, yeah. How does my group 2's crush feel about them? Please, Spirit. 11th song. Please, Spirit. Okay, Blackbird is playing, but I want the 11th song. Blackbird by Beyonce, but I want the 11th song. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, my phone is glitching. It's so irritating. Okay, wait, give me a second. Let me shuffle again. And this time I really will take the 11th song. 11th song for my group 2. How does my group 2's crush feel about them, please? 2, 4, 6. Eric by Mitski. Eric by Mitski. Let's look at the lyrics. You like control, well I do too. Take off my clothes and watch me move. You can come closer, I'll let you hurt me, how you choose. Help me with the zipper on my skirt, it's stuck. As you kneel, I'll be watching you fix me. This view of you off the top of your head makes me forgive you. But how long can we play this way? I'm tired of not loving you. My heart wants to hold you. But I know the rules. Blue light. Did I say rules? I know the rules. I know the rules. Blue light, dark room, the white of your teeth, as you smile at my trembling shoulders. But your skin, did you notice your skin? It cries a soft weep like mine. I'll sell my whole to you. What's my price? How about just a part of you? 'Cause I want. So yeah, you're just out of reach. They can't have you. Maybe they're in a very serious relationship. Maybe you're in a very serious relationship. There's just this distance between you that just can't be helped, can't be bridged almost, that you can't cross. As if you've both set down this boundary of this is as far as we go, this is as far as we take it, and you know you can't take it any further, even though that's what you both want to do. They have a girlfriend or a partner that they're devoted to. You have a partner that you're devoted to. Or your family are close friends, close cousins for some of you. I don't know. Whatever it is, there just feels like there's something that you just can't bridge to be together. That you just can't. There's just too much between you two, too much history. It's like your crush, when they think about you and how they feel about you, it's like they feel so strongly for you, but they're like, do I want to sacrifice my friendship? Do I want to lose my best friend? And now I'm thinking, like, I keep thinking, like, you know, like now I'm thinking of Scooby-Doo, the one with the island. Is that the first Scooby-Doo, the live action? Because I'm thinking of Scooby saying sacrifice. And so it's like they're holding on to your friendship. They want to keep it innocent. They're holding on to the childhood aspects of it. Maybe this is a childhood friend, your longest friend, your oldest friend, the longest relationship you've ever had, the person you're closest to in the world. And you have all of this history. And they're like, in their mind, they're like, do I want to sacrifice that? No, I don't. Because they don't want to lose their best friend. They don't want to make a change that you can't go back from. They don't want to do something that can't be undone. And so they look at you and they think of you as everything they could have ever asked for. They look at you and they see their perfect person who is so unique and so passionate and so fiery and such an amazing dancer, and so, you just light them up inside. And they have all of this love for you, this kind of love that, like, sure, they'll love other people, but it's so unmatched with how they love you. But they also know that a clear boundary has been set and there's no way for you to be together. No way for you to be together. And sometimes they ask themselves, do I really want to be with you, like, romantically? And while they do, they just can't take the risk. It's a very big risk to them because you're so close to each other. And for some of you, this may even be, like I said, cousins earlier, but I don't know if that would I doubt that would resonate for, like, any of you. It may also just be like a same-sex kind of thing, or like a LGBT kind of thing, and it's like, we're better as friends. And maybe they don't want to be presumptuous. Maybe they feel like there's something between the two of you, but because of the gender, the sexuality, or whatever, they just don't want to be presumptuous and they don't want to assume anything. So even if you both feel the same way about each other, you might be closeted, they might be closeted. It might be a thing where they don't want to assume, they don't want to presume, and they don't want to ruin this friendship. It's a very strong energy coming through about how your crush does not want to ruin this friendship because of how important you are to them as a friend. And so they would rather just be with other people and have you be with other people and love you from afar and desire you from afar and want you from afar. And they're okay with that because then you're still in their life. Because then they're not sacrificing this friendship, then they're not losing out on you. Because at least in this way, you're still in each other's lives. And to your crush, that's enough. And like, yeah, to them it's enough. Let me pull another oracle card. How does my group choose crush feel about them? I'm thinking about another Mitski song suddenly. No, it's just Eric playing in my head now. How does my group choose crush feel about them? Please, Spirit. Moon phases, waxing moon. Now is a good time to focus on achieving your own personal goals. A part of them might also think that they don't bring anything to the table, they have nothing to offer you, and that's why they keep their distance. That's why they don't want to tell you anything, because they feel as if you deserve so much more than them, as if you deserve somebody who is richer or kinder or better or more attractive, who can give you a better life, and they just feel like they can't give you those things, or they don't have those things. And in your mind, obviously, because this is your crush, so you see the best in them, or you see their flaws and you don't care, or you see that maybe they're not the best, but that doesn't matter to you, because this is your crush, this is who you have feelings for, this is who you want to try things out with. But to them, they're like, the crush they have on you is enough, and they're fine with being with other people, doing other things. They don't want to risk this friendship with you. They don't think they have anything to give you that is worth risking this friendship. And so for them right now, like, a hard line has been drawn in the sand, and they are very happy not crossing that line. I wouldn't even want to say, oh, they're very happy not crossing that line, but it's they're fine, because this is what they've told themselves they're gonna do. They have already told themselves that this is as far as it goes. Me and group 2, we are only compatible as friends, we're good as friends. Sorry about that, my battery died. But how lucky, because I finally, after saying this for like ages, I finally got a spare battery, so I don't have to wait an hour to get back to your reading. But my group 2, I was saying that your person, your crush, has drawn this line in the sand for themselves, and they do not want to cross it, because they still want you in their life. And even if you're like, but we're going to work out, blah 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 blah, they don't want to take the risk of 2, 3, 4 months down the line, 2, 3, 4 years down the line, things don't work out. And where does that leave you? They're going to lose their best friend, and they don't want that. So my group 2, I'm going to close your reading here. Thank you so much for trusting me to be your reader, for spending this time with me. If you'd like to book a reading with me or anything else, you can find the links to do so in the description box below. Alright, bye. Hello, my group 3, and welcome to your reading about how your crush feels about you. Remember, this is a collective reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't force anything if it doesn't fit. So how does my group 3's crush feel about them, please, Spirit? Okay, death. Okay. I feel like they never noticed you before, or for a long time, but they're starting to notice you now, or they may start noticing you in the near future. How does my group 3's crush feel about them? King of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah. Definitely getting that, like, they didn't notice you before energy. How does my group 3's crush feel about them, please? Queen of Pentacles. Okay. It's like you flew under their radar for a long time, but now that they're noticing you, they're noticing like how attractive you are, how compatible you are, and they're kind of realizing that you're their type, like their ideal type. How does my group 3's crush feel about them, please, Spirit? The Tower. Okay. Interesting. How does my group 3's crush feel about them, please, Spirit? The Knight of Cups. Okay. How does my group 3's crush feel about them? Page of Wands. Oh my god. Okay. I'm like trying not to get my hopes up too much, because for group 2, when I was pulling the cards, I was like, oh my god. And when I actually got into the reading and started channeling, I was like, oh, I was like so melancholy. Oh. Okay, how does my group 3's crush feel about them, please, Spirit? Moon Totem Frog. The path has been cleared for you to make a change that previously seemed unachievable. Okay. Maybe I can get my hopes up for you guys. How does my group these crush feel about them, please, Spirit? Moon signs, moon in Libra, mean in Libra. Okay, I got this card for group 2, so I'm gonna shuffle again. If I get it, it's yours, but if I don't, I don't. How does my group these crush feel about them? Moon totem, cat. Make time to focus on your own spiritual well-being and connect to the metaphysical world around you. I feel like this is a gym crush for some of you. I'm getting like gym crush, med school. So this may be someone that somebody from your med school, somebody from school in general, but I'm getting like med school in particular, and I don't know what it's called, but I'm thinking of Scrubs, the sitcom Scrubs. So when those new doctors or like student doctors or something, they were doing rounds with the other doctors. What's that called? Is that like part of your training? This may be somebody if in like your group of, I don't know, trainee doctors. I want to call you guys trainee doctors, but this may be someone you do rounds with, somebody who you train with, somebody who maybe just a gym crush for some of you, because like physical and spiritual well-being. So I'm channeling like gym crush, med school, healthcare. It's like that kind of situation. I want to clarify the tower. I don't feel anything bad about the tower because of the cards it's surrounded by, but I just want to clarify it. Clarify the tower, please, about how my group please crush feels about them. Queen of Wands reversed. Okay. So I'm feeling very strongly like physical transformation is coming to mind. So this may be a gym crush for some of you, if not for most of you, but just keep what I said in mind. Gym crush, med school, rounds, doctor's rounds, a colleague, especially if you work in healthcare and medical field, this may be a colleague. But yeah, because with death we look at transformation, and so for one, this person, like, they've completely changed how they view you. So you may have had a crush on this person for a long time, and you've just flown under their radar, like completely. Like maybe they'll see you in passing, and they'll think, oh, they're cute, or like, you know, that kind of energy, and then like you didn't really make an impression. They don't really remember you, or they didn't before, and you may have always had your eye on them, and like to you they like looked past you, or they like they saw you in passing. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want to even say like, oh, you were facing the crowd, but I kind of, because how many people a day do we notice and we think, oh, they're attractive, and then we forget about them? It was kind of like that for your crush, and for a long time, like, they didn't really notice you. You didn't leave an impression, rather. You didn't make an impression. Like, they noticed you, but you didn't make an impression. But suddenly, I don't know, something changed. Maybe you've changed something about your appearance. Maybe you started dressing differently. You cut your hair. You lost a lot of weight. You put on some weight. You built some muscle. You changed something about your appearance. And, or maybe not even that. Maybe you've just become like more confident. Maybe you've been listening to some like subliminals. You've been doing your affirmations. So like, you have a different kind of aura about you. Your self-concept is very strong. I don't think you like manifested this person to pay attention to you, but you've been working on yourself so much that of course this attention is just, it's natural that you receive it from them now. So even if it's not a physical change, maybe it's like a glow up, like like mentally you glowed up, and that's caused you to like carry yourself differently, and that's caused people to pay attention to you more, and it's caused your crush to pay attention to you more and to see you differently. And so maybe, yeah, for a while they just looked past you. You didn't leave an impression, but that's changed. It's completely changed. And now, yeah, they're the King of Pentacles and you're the Queen of Pentacles, and how they feel, that's how they feel about you. They feel about you, they feel that you're like their type, like their ideal. And kind of, I feel like with the Tower, I feel like they're kicking themselves, like, why didn't I pay attention to my group 3 sooner? Why didn't I talk to my group 3 sooner? And now I'm like, and now they might be feeling kind of shy and they might be feeling intimidated because now you're like, now they might be wondering like, oh, is group D out of my league now? Because now that they've recognized you, they might be remembering like, oh yeah, group D has been coming to this gym for this whole time that I've been here, or group 3 has been in my class for this whole time, but now they're so much like more attractive, or now they're really like this and they're really like that, and now I'm shy, and I should have spoken to them before when I wasn't so shy. Do you know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like a weird energy. It's kind of like regretful, kind of feeling like they made a mistake in passing you up, or in not paying attention to you before. In not paying attention to you before. It feels like I said an extra word there for some reason. But yeah, they feel like they made some kind of mistake because they didn't pay attention to you before. They feel like they missed out on an opportunity with you, or that they feel like they might be missing out on an opportunity with you, but they don't want to pass up on it, because the Queen of Wands rather, in reverse, it's like they might have ended a serious relationship recently. That might also be the change, where they didn't pay attention to you because they were dating someone, so they didn't care about anybody else. Like, you know, that's not like rude or disrespectful, right? They were in a relationship, so why would they pay attention to anyone else? And now that that relationship has ended and they noticed you, they're like, like for some of you, your crush may be like, oh, why did I waste 3 months with this Queen of Wands person when I could have had my group 3, my Queen of Pentacles? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of a regret on their end, but it's such interesting energy coming through, because it's like it's like so much like their mind is racing, like with all of these thoughts and all of their feelings about you, and like trying to also understand how they feel about you, because it's like I feel like it was a very split second thing, like almost overnight. Like one day you were nobody. That's so me. Not that you were nobody, because your crush doesn't view you as nobody, but it's like one day you were just any other person. I think that's a better way to put it. One day you were just any other person. You were their classmate, you were somebody they walked past in the gym, you were a cashier, you were just a face in the crowd. And then suddenly it's like I'm thinking a cashier, right? So suddenly you handed them, you asked for their card, and they looked down, they got their card out of their wallet, and they looked back up at you. And in that second, something clicked. And this could be in any situation, any environment, but it's that kind of energy. It's like they look away and they look back at you, and something clicked. And it's like, where have you been my whole life? You're the most beautiful person. You're my ideal. Why did I not see this before? Why did I not see what was right in front of me? That kind of energy. And now the Central C song comes to mind. Oh my god, I'm always channeling Central C songs. Oh my god. Is it You and Me, You and I, that you make me feel like a young boy again, horny like a young boy at school? I think it's You and I. I love that song. I haven't listened to Central C in a while, but I love that song. But that's the song that comes to mind, because I was looking at the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of, this is the Page of Wands, sorry, Knight of Cups and the Page of Wands, and it's like your crush, when they look at you, they're trying to navigate their feelings for you, because it's like, what do I do now? They feel like so out of sorts, because they may have had this long-term relationship before with this Queen of Wands in reverse person rather, and like they never noticed you, and so they didn't plan on dating again. They didn't plan on even, they didn't think they'd meet someone so soon, and now they feel so out of depths because they weren't looking, and when they weren't looking, they found you, and you weren't even someone, that had ever been on their radar before. I feel like it's one thing if they had noticed you before, or like if you had made an impression before. And this is not saying anything about you. This is not me saying, oh, you're bland, you're boring, you're ugly, blah, blah, blah. It's the opposite. It's like the universe put blinders on your crush until they were ready to see you, until things were aligning for you perfectly. It's like they put a veil down. so that this person wouldn't see you and wouldn't pursue you until they were free of this person, until you were ready for them as well, until you were ready for each other. That's why it was like such a sudden thing, because in that moment, the divine lifted the veil. In that moment, the divine allowed your crush to see you for who you are. And now they feel unsteady. There's a term that I was trying to find earlier when I was doing a reading for one of my clients. But I feel like there's a term when they say like not walking on newborn legs, but it's like it's a phrase that's meant to evoke the imagery of like a deer, with their like a baby deer. What's a baby deer? I know a doe is a female deer because of that the nursery rhyme, a doe, a female deer, whatever it is. But it's that phrase that's meant to evoke the imagery of like a baby deer learning to walk, or I guess a baby animal learning to walk, and how they're like unsteady and their legs are like falling underneath them. I can't remember the phrase, but that's how your crush feels right now, because it's like all of a sudden there you were. All of a sudden they were hit with these emotions, and now what do they do with it? And you see it here, the path has been cleared for you to make a change that previously seemed unachievable. Like, it's like not even like the path was clear. They didn't know that the path was even covered. They didn't know there was a path. They didn't even and now it's there. And they're like, what do I do with it? This thing just magically appeared in front of me. These feelings just magically erupted inside of me. What do I do with this? All right, let me pull one more oracle card. Where's my deck? Here you are. Hey, how does my groupie's crush feel about them, please, Spirit? Dark Moon. Spend time in contemplation and meditation in order to seek greater understanding of yourself and those around you. They don't want to rush into this, and I think that's for the best. I think you should also give them space and allow them to be the one who comes towards you. Because right now, that's what they need. They need to be the one to make the first step, to make the first move towards you. Because that's like the only way this is going to work. And you might be friendly with them, talk to them, or just greet them in passing. Just act how you always act with them, and let them be the one to come towards you, because they're like dealing with a lot at the moment. Like, we're trying to understand this with where all of this came from. Some of you may be like very spiritual, so you know that, oh my god, I don't want to say twin flame, but for some of you it may be, and you may understand how this feels. You may understand what it's like to be in this kind of connection with someone, because you're very spiritual, but they don't understand, and so it's very overwhelming for them. And I think you just need to respect that and give them space. All right, my group 3, I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for trusting me to be your reader, for spending this time with me. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can find the links to do so in the description box below. All right, bye.